Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is another weekly recap video, finally, another installment of the Candle Banter series, and I have basically my candle empties and what I've been burning for the past few weeks, and we'll get right into it. So we BBW first and then homeworks on the second half, and yeah. So the first one that we finished is Chocolate Rose Macaron. Love this one, although it does remind me heavily of the COVID lockdown era, because this was that super elusive, online exclusive, like bakery collection of candles that have never like popped up ever again, which is really strange. I would love to see this one again. I still have actually one more that I really am looking forward to burning. It's Creamy Chocolate Rose Petals Crispy Macaron Cookie. Burned flawlessly all the way down to the bottom. It was kind of sooty, but it never dudded out, so we're good to go there. Excellent, strong throw on this as well. So delicious. Like this weird perfumey, powdery rose fragrance mixed with heaps of like a, kind of like a hot cocoa and cream type of like chocolate powder note is what I got from it. Do I necessarily get a chocolate rose macaron? I don't know. Just kind of like a rose infused hot chocolate. Kind of like that lavender cacao fragrance, but if you switched out the lavender with rose instead, I feel like this is what this was. I actually really didn't love it at first because I was like, the rose isn't strong enough, but the more you burn it, I actually like totally like got into it and I love it. Yeah, if this one came back again, I would totally snatch up another one, but I still have one more full one, so I'm kind of good with that. So chocolate rose macaron there, simply excellent. I think coconut cream pie was the other one that I got from that haul, and that one actually did come out, so I guess some of them did finally surface. Another empty that I have is the Paris Café from this collection, which is kind of like the last version that was like super strong. This one is rich roasted coffee, sugared brioche, vanilla creme, and this one, oh my god, it burned vicious. It had like the curling, like a super thick curling flat wicks, as you can see there. It did so like crazy, but it had a vicious burn all the way down to the bottom, never dudded out. It kind of smells like burnt and grody now, so I think I probably have like a single burn left on it, but it smells so grody that I'm just kind of ready to be done with it. Everybody knows what Paris Café smells like. Super rich, bold, roasty coffee fragrance. Slightly has a chocolate undertone to it. Definitely like a slight burnt component to it as well, as like a kind of slightly bakery, brioche, like bready feel is kind of in there as well, that it gives it slightly like a burnt like donut vibe to it. So yeah, everybody knows what Paris Café smells like. Super strong, amazing, like 10 out of 10 at the row, like strongest BBW candle, at least in this version. I do have to say the latest version that is out now is not as strong as that version was, so it is kind of what it is, but that was so strong at a 10 sometimes it gave me a headache that I'm honestly not like too peeved that there's a lighter version out there now. Another one we finished was Chocolate Chip Cookie from the Summer Vibes collection right here. Word on the street on social media is that this collection is already fully deployed, meaning all the available inventory of these candles are already out on the floor and they're not getting any more shipments in, so it's kind of like whatever's out on the floor, that's the end of it and that's over with, except for obviously whatever the online stock is, but like Summer Sour Melon Drop is not even available online anymore either, and I think like only one store in my entire area has it available for the buy online pickup in store. So obviously like this one, they must have not poured a whole lot of them, or maybe because they were like a little bit more like less risk, or like because these fragrances were all brand new, it was a more risky collection, that they were more conservative how much they poured and put out there because they didn't know how well it would do, whereas like they can like pour a ton of like strawberry pound cake or like champagne toast and know that it will sell. But this one was like almost all new fragrances in that collection, so maybe they're a little bit more gun shy in putting out a whole lot of them, so a very like, you know, limited stock on this. But I did buy another one of this one because I did really enjoy it. I just did a full review on it, but kind of like that Chocolate Grams Italy Cannoli and Chocolate fragrance, the melty ooey gooey chocolate of Hot Fudge Sundae or Hot Fudge Drizzle that's going to be out for SAS, mixed with like a brown sugar, graham crackery, molasses, and heaps of like a caramel fragrance mixed in there that it does kind of smell like chocolate chip cookies when you go to burn it. It was kind of like a weird slow burn. You never had to trim it, and never made mushroom top, so that was kind of low maintenance and good, but very like slow to pull out. So it was kind of like a slow burn, but it was low maintenance, so I didn't mind that, and it still threw well enough for the majority of the candle. So that was chocolate chip cookie right there. The next one that is almost finished, I've been loving this one. Fresh Lemon Waves, I keep talking about this one. Freaking excellent. Summer Citrus, Orange Vanilla Blossoms, and Surfside Breeze. This one maybe has like 2 more burns in it left. It's like strong all the way down to the bottom. It does have the thick rope-like wicks that kind of dud out at the mid-range, but you just like let it keep going and it'll kind of like pick back up, and it's like doing flawless and great now, and it's like super strong all over again, so I'm loving that. Powdery, white, floral, Definitely get that orange blossom in there with a very like tangy lemon zingy twist in there. Kind of like if you took suntan but added a lemon note in it, or even like sun-kissed coconut, vanilla blossoms, vanilla beach flower. I've talked about this candle so many times. I love it. I don't know. The more I burn it, the more I'm like, I wouldn't mind having another one of this one because I feel like it's just never gonna come back. And that lemon fragrance gives it an extra twist that the other fragrances don't have. So that was Fresh Lemon Waves right there. And then I'm really going to town with the actual suntan fragrance as well. This was from that Corkscrew Beach House collection, as you can see right here. This was actually called South Beach Suntan, as you can see right there. But it's still the same old suntan that we know and love, same as the Perfect Summer that's out right now as well. This is, let's see, orange blossoms, bright citrus, and soft coconut husk. Everybody knows what this smells like. Beautiful suntan lotion fragrance, very classic OG like sunscreen smell. Has that lotiony vibe to it with plenty of that like powdery white floral and a kiss of coconut to give that sort of tropical suntan lotion vibe. Friggin' excellent. For some reason, the first like half of this candle in this pour or this variation, it's rather light, but then like once you get to the mid-range point, it picks up so strong and significantly that I love it now. Oh my God, I love suntan. It's one of my favorite candles. So that's that right there. And lastly for BBW, oh my God, I'm so ready to be done with this one. It's Sweet Berry Peony right here. I've been burning this one forever. It seems like I'm just like, please let it be finished. This one has the thick rope-like wicks that kind of like dead out mid-range, but like keep going, and now it's back to being strong and awesome again. It's kind of like once these does out mid-range, like just keep them going and don't fuss with it. Like just have them pull out for like a good 4 or 5 hours. And then like basically like once it hits the bottom of the metal wick clips, it kind of like revitalizes and goes back to being great again. And that's what I've noticed with all of these. This is Peony Petals, Sweet Strawberry, and Juicy Pomegranate. It kind of smells like a floral fruit by the foot or fruit roll up, or one of those like pressed jammy strawberry candies is what really comes to mind, with a weird like powdery floral mixed in with it. It also smells like strawberry mochi, which is like the Japanese treat with like the jelly jam in the middle of the strawberry jam, and then the outside of that powdery like flour that's out on the like top of the mochi. It smells just like that. Really weird fragrance. I don't particularly enjoy it. I don't know. I'm just like ready to be done with it. So that was Sweet Berry Peony right there. It's just totally strange. Like there's so many other fragrances that I would prefer over that one. It's not terrible, but just very much an acquired taste, I guess. So that was Sweet Berry Peony on that one. And I think those were the 6 BBW candles, and now we'll go into homeworks. Let's see. As for empties, we have Wild Raspberry and Lemon Flower from that Palm Beach Garden set trio that I think might still be online. Honeysuckle Mimosa was the standout of this one, and I think that was actually out in a new trio now. This one's Wild Raspberry, Lemon Flower, Strawberry Leaf, and Geranium. This one finished fine all the way down to the bottom. That's what that looks like. Pretty okay burn. I think it was like kind of sooty and like hard to pull out, that you have to like kind of trim it. I don't know. It was just kind of weird, but it still did the trick nonetheless. Medium throw. I didn't love this one. It was very like sharp and harsh. There's very much like a sharpness to it that's kind of like pungent at the same time. It kind of reminds me of like a very like bitter lemon peel mixed with rose is kind of what it comes off as, but also some metallic note which comes from the geranium. Geranium, a lot of times, like there's some varieties of geranium that can smell like rose, but there's also some geranium that does smell very metallic, like old batteries, or like a metallic smell to it. It's definitely in here, and it's mixed with like the metallic sharpness of the lemon, and it's like this geranium rose lemon blend that's very sharp, but very floral at the same time. I don't know. It was just kind of one and done for me. I would never have to like visit this one again. This one actually had a very similar profile to Sweet Berry Peony, so I was trying to burn the two side by side to just finish them off because they kind of complement each other. So that was Wild Raspberry, Lemon Flower right there, and yeah. Moving on, I do have a strawberry patch. There's a whole crap load of candles available at TJ Maxx now, and one of them is strawberry patch, and that's what that looks like right there. Super juicy, fun label on it. This one's strawberry, blackberry, raspberry, and vanilla sugar. This one you can see I have burned a few times, and that's what that looks like. Pretty decent strawberry fragrance. Very much smells like there was a wild strawberry from the Fresh Pick collection, as well as the plain strawberry from the following Fresh Pick collection after that year. Very similar type of like Fresh Pick strawberry fragrance in there, with a little bit like a leafy greens vibe and an extra juiciness from the other berries that are in there, which is the blackberry and raspberry. That it's kind of like a juicy strawberry blend. I kind of don't mind it. I wish it was stronger, as is normally the case with Homeworks. It was just very medium, like at a 5. Was wishing it was stronger, but it's like acceptable in a bedroom. So that was Strawberry Patch right there. Moving on, I did finish, or pretty much done with a cherry blossom beignets from this like frosted glass set right here. Cherry blossoms, baked beignets, red ripe berries, and vanilla glaze. I actually freaking love this one. I was very hesitant to buy this because a lot of the reviews were saying they were really light and weak, but I actually found to have pretty good luck with this one. I freaking loved it. This is that same exact beignets, like powdered sugar, slightly cinnamon sugared fried donut fragrance of their sugared beignets fragrance. Yeah, which is also very similar to their hot cider donut, which is also very similar to their cinnamon French toast fragrance. They all share a very like cinnamon sugar, powdered sugar, fried dough smell is most certainly present in here. There's an extra awesome like cherry berry fragrance in here that gives it a slight sweetness and slight floral powderiness to it. It's kind of very much in the same fragrance family as Pink Petal Tea Cake, but like a fried donut version of that one. So it's not necessarily rosy like Pink Petal Tea Cake is, but a similar floral gourmand that I actually really enjoyed, and it burned totally fine. It was like a 6th throw in a bedroom. Definitely would get a little bit more lost in an open concept area, probably more down to a 4, but 6 in a bedroom was totally adequate because the fragrance was still delicious enough that this one was just one I always burned in my bedroom and I had a lot of satisfaction with. So I actually really enjoyed this one. And it didn't lose a wick or anything like that, so we're good to go there. So I look forward to burning the second one. And then since that one was so good, I was like, let me check out the blue one that I really wanted. I think banana bread, or the yellow one, was the one that was the biggest consensus of being totally unscented. So we do have this one right here, which is the blueberry lavender cupcake, which is wild blueberries, lavender sprigs with buttercream frosting and vanilla cupcake. This one's the new one. I'm actually burning one right now. This one's definitely much lighter than the cherry blossom beignets, but still detectable in a bedroom for sure. So yeah, this one's different. I don't love it as much. There's a very strong like brown sugar, corn chips, like cornbread type of smelling cupcake note that is so present in this that it's like so much stronger than both the lavender and the blueberry. There's just a hint of lavender in there that gives it almost like this sharp crumbliness to it, and then very much like a baked blueberry last. The blueberry is not very strong or prominent. It's not like the very juicy bursting blueberries you get in like iced blueberry biscotti or blueberry pie from BBW. Not at all like that. More of a subdued, just baked blueberry as the very much like undertone to this, but you get that like brown sugar, crumbly corn chips, cornbread type of fragrance mixed with a little bit of a sharp hit of lavender, and that's what this smells like. Yeah, not at all what I expected. I hoped for a little bit more blueberry and a little bit more lavender and less of that crumbly, savory, like bread smell to it, but it's still like an interesting enough fragrance that I kind of enjoy it. I like that it's unique and different. It's not always the same stuff like you smell everywhere else. But this one's more like a 3 to a 4 in a bedroom and probably more down to like a 2 in a open concept area. Definitely not the house filling claims that they always used to tout on all their QVC videos at the very early beginnings of Homeworks. They used to say like all the candles were house filling. Certainly not the case. A far cry from that because it's only like a 2 in an open concept area, and I can maybe eke out a 3 or 4 in a bedroom. It's kind of like I can smell it if I leave the room and it come back in, and it like is kind of like present in the background. But once you go sit down in the room and you're in it, you get like nose blind to it very quickly. So yeah, no more than maybe just like a 4. Very medium to light on this fragrance. But still unique enough that I'm not totally peeved at it. So that was the lavender blueberry cupcake there. And then lastly, we have another hobnail that I came across, and it is this one, which is the Cranberry Nog from, was it Winter Time? And this one is, let's see, tart red cranberries, apricot nectar, dark rum, and vanilla. This does not at all smell like a Cranberry Nog. I have no idea what this is supposed to be other than a very much floral perfumey fragrance. I don't know if this was mislabeled or if they took an old fragrance and just wanted to recycle it for the Christmas time, but this is totally misleading. I have no idea how this is ever Cranberry Nog. This actually smells almost identical to the pink poppy and apricot from that Granny Glass TSV collection here that had absolutely no throw to it. Yeah, these are like so immensely similar. This is just like a stronger version of Pink Poppy and Apricot, which this has apricot nectar in it and very much heavy floral presence to it. And this is supposed to be Poppy and Apricot and then Jasmine and Lychee Blossom. It's pretty much this just amped up and made it a lot stronger, which is very strong for this to be a spring floral fragrance and it somehow turned into Cranberry Nog for winter time. It makes no sense, I know, but that's what I'm getting. But yeah, it's just a stronger version of that Pink Poppy and Apricot. Very much a floral perfumed fragrance, kind of like a rosy type of feel is definitely in there. Very powdery for sure. And then maybe like a juicy sweetness from that apricot, which is similar to the apricot that's in this one right here. But cranberry nog, absolutely not. Like, you would think you would get cranberry rum and vanilla. No, I don't know if this was a mispor or what it was, or just very deceptive repackaging, but this does not at all smell like a cranberry nog. But I actually don't mind that. I like perfumey floral fragrances, so this is very much a spring fragrance to me. And I didn't mind this fragrance. It was just that it was like, this was like maybe a 1 or a 2. It was like very unscented. But this one's more up to like a 4 or a 5 in a bedroom. Yeah, like 4 or 5 in a bedroom and more down to like a 3 in an open concept area. So not very strong either. But I don't know. I don't mind the fragrance, so I'll still burn it. But yeah, definitely not house filling on that one either. So yeah, and just very strange fragrance naming and marketing on that one. I have no idea what went on there. But that was pretty much it. Let me know if you've burned any of these candles. And let me know in the comments down below if you like any of these or if you don't. Just whatever, leave it all down in the comments down below. And I guess I'll see you guys whatever the next installment is of this weekly recap video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.